and he was from Buffalo.
Is that right?
The minute we stepped in, we had a Bills Mafia security in here. I'm like, okay, let's go. It's feeling good.
Well, you started the Mafia, really. You, Dell, and the gang.
We.
That's right.
We.
That's right. I mean, your legacy in Western New York is secure. What's it like when you go back home? We'll call it home.
Yeah, I love it.
And I imagine left and right, everybody's bringing back the good old days. It's crazy. The good old days were like 6-10, but I think in people's minds it was 10-6, playoff appearances, and you changing the game at wide receiver.
Yeah, you know what? It's special. Going back is funny because they don't even talk about the plays. I'm walking down the street with the missus and, hey, Stevie. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, he's one of the guys. He's one of us, one of the community members. And I think that's pretty cool, man, considering being a 7th-round draft pick. You know what I mean? Trying to find my way on the field and then utilizing the fans to get on the team, And so when I come back and they show that love, I just feel good about it.
I mean, we've had you on it go along a bunch, happy hours, Q&As, so we've gotten into it, but I just love how the city gravitated towards you, Stevie. It was something special, growing up in Ellicottville, through those drought years, there were some pretty boring teams. Yeah. I mean, we're talking 7-9, it'd get to November, the Bills are in the hunt graphic. People are a little excited, and then, they're out of the in the hunt graphic, and there's really not much hope. You break onto the scene. I mean, we're going to get to the Bills of today because I can't wait to hear what you say about the wide receiver position. But when you look back, how were you able to just bring life to an organization in desperate need of that life?
I saw exactly what they were lacking. Like I was sitting on the sideline watching our teammates make plays, but not acknowledge the fans. They would make first downs, and then they would just go back to the huddle. They'd give a clap to themselves, and then they go back to the huddle, give a handshake to a teammate, but they never got the fans involved. And I felt like that's where things changed, where the fans came to the game and like, oh, I have a connection with this number 13 guy. Who is this Steve Johnston? But when he make a play, he looking at us. You know what I mean? He looking at us. So I feel like that's the cool part of the transition of the Bills. Not only just the dubs now, they're getting those big dubs, but they're also intertwined with the community, and that's what I really love about the Buffalo community right now.
And there was like this seminal moment in an exhibition game, right?
Yep.
You pointed to that. Can you tell that story again? I think it was Jabron Hampton who found you up the sideline?
Indeed. He found me, and he wasn't doing it purposefully because he wanted me to run a slant. However, I told him, no, hey, I did this sign. That means I'm running a go route. So he continued to press me about, hey, no, run a slant. Then time was going down. I told him I'm running the go signal, and I ran the go. And Jabron, he had the faith to not look me off. He actually threw me the ball, and then that was the moment that really set the tone for Stevie and Bills Mafia. Yeah. That was the, hey, I'm here. And then, as you know, message boards went crazy, Ty. So, that's why I feel like I got on the team because of the Buffalo Bills Mafia.
And, to this day, when I talk to wide receivers anywhere, it used to just be kind of like on the West Coast. Now it's all over the country. And I ask, like, where did you really learn to run routes? Who did you study? Your name comes up a lot. Keenan Allen comes up a lot. In terms of, it's not 1 through 9 route tree, Don Coryell, all the stuff we did growing up as kids.
Right.
But your approach to route running, where did that come from, and how would you even explain it? Because that's really where you did change the position.
Yeah. So can I move this camera here?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna show y'all where.
Oh yeah, let's show it.
Came from. So here's one guy. I used to play ball with my cousins. That's Moses Keys right there, and we used to go at it. I'm talking about one-on-ones and anything and one. That's what we was doing. And then right next to him, that's little cuz. That's our brother right there, Jared Marley Real.
Wow.
And he was the reason why I can beat Darrell Revis is because of him, honestly. Whoa. He was the most patient defensive person growing up. My crossover was lethal. We had the crossover lethal. But he would always touch the ball when I do my cross. So I had to be a little bit more strategic. That was the same thing I did with Revis.
We're sitting here with the people who changed the sport right here.
Yes,
this is it.
Yes.
And then the grassroots, baby.
Look, then that's our big cuz. That's our big bro right there. That's Rich Rocker. And that's where we got the mentality from. That's where I got that mindset. Ain't nobody with me, man.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody messing with me. and that's the origin story of the Space Creator. To be honest,
I never knew that.
Yeah,
so it
yeah.
really was with your friends
Yeah.
growing up.
Yep.
Just changing the game like that.
Yeah, friends and family. And then so it went from that stage to like the junior college stage, and that's where I got with I don't know if you guys you heard of Damian Lillard, basketball player.
Oh, of course.
So his brother was my quarterback in junior college, and that's where I really got the targets, to do these different moves because I had a quarterback that was gonna wait for me and let me work, and I was just developing my skill like that. So junior college was a big step, and then when I went to college, I learned how to read film. I learned film. I played against the University of Florida, and I ran a hitch route, and the Gators was on my back like that. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna be successful if these guys are guarding me like this." I felt like I ran a great route, but I was running a hitch in a cover two.
Yeah.
No wonder why he owned me, because that's his area. I didn't know none of that in Kentucky, so I ended up getting in with Dickie Lyons, Keenan Burton, Demario Ford, and they taught me how to read defenses. And that's what took my game to a whole nother level, because now I mix basketball moves with understanding how to utilize those moves versus certain defense,
It really did look like you were playing basketball out there. It's AI with the crossover. Tim Hardaway. I don't know. Was there a basketball player that you like growing up with a crossover? Who was it?
I like it, Tim Hardaway, but Allen Iverson is where it started. I saw how he used to get through the lane. He used to hop and be balanced. His legs was always in a balanced position. And I feel like maybe that's why he's getting this space on people, because he's so small, but he's still balling in the NBA. So I was like, let me try to do those hops and, working on that balance. And yeah, one thing leads to another once you get one spark. And then I just end up, like I locked in on that. I perfected it, I would say, yeah.
Just watching you and Fitz, too, it was almost like Fitz knew you were going to get to a spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get to this spot on the field. However you get there, just get there.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how it was too? And
Yeah.
and like you're
But
juking.
that seeing this sign right here is what Fitz used to give me as a Y, and that means you do you, you do you. So he would give me, he would give the team a play, and then he'd look at me and go like this: you do you. It's either gonna be a hitch or a slant. I mean, a fade or a slant. And yeah, Fitz was so good. He would be able to read whether I'm gonna do that slant on somebody, or like Corey Webster, I'll do the fake and I go to the fade and then he'll throw it. So I thought that was pretty special with Fitz doing that, and it showed that he wasn't a complete robot.
What was your shiny moment? When you think back to your time with the Bills, is there a play, a touchdown, a game that you still treasure most to this day?
Yeah. There's a few. I mean, one I don't treasure obviously is the Pittsburgh game, but that
wasn't going to bring it up.
Yeah.
But that did kind of help,
Yeah.
grow the legacy.
Right. That's one of those things where, as a kid, I was like, I want to be used as an example, but God, I wanted to be used as an example from a good play. I didn't want to be an example as a bad play, but he showed even SHIT turned into gold, in the sense of what it turned into.
Oh, you can swear on here.
Yeah,
Let it rip.
yeah. But yeah, so I mean, like that Pittsburgh game is one that you can't really forget, because it kind of ignited the mafia in that community. But the Cincinnati game was another one, because it was a comeback victory. I really loved the Raider game in Buffalo. That was a comeback. I had a torn groin, but still I felt like I couldn't stop. I had to make these plays, and beating the hometown, well, not hometown, but our rivals, me being a 49er ultimately. That was a big game. I love that.
Torn groin you played through.
Yeah.
Shit, what's it like to play with that as a receiver, cutting like you cut?
Oh, it sucked. I had the tape. I had the wrap around my hip, and like one leg would be lifted up like this because it was tape. But I came from an era where if you told the coaches you was injured or you had a concussion, you would go sit out, and now the next person's going to have a chance. So I was kind of playing through things in I mean, I'll say that right now so that you guys, younger guys, can not do that. You don't have to play through things, you know what I mean? Get yourself right, and if you get traded and go to another team, then that's cool. That's a part of it. I was so locked in on the Bills. Like, I do not want to go anywhere until I finish this drought or break this drought. And if I was hurt, I'm not getting out of the game, because I had a chance to get in the game. I can't come out now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well.
And obviously I got in because of James Hardy got injured, Josh Reed got hurt. And then I got in. So now if I get hurt and I sit down, I might not get back in. But, you can't be thinking like that as a player. You just got to get your body right, because health is wealth.
Well, you know what? You've got one up on another Buffalo sports legend. Dominic Hasek would take himself out with a groin injury, back in his day. So you
Yeah.
got that on the Dominator,
Man.
Stevie. Come on, Dom.
Right, right.
It's a little before your time. Now we're talking late 90s Buffalo sports.
Man, and he definitely got that nickname is so cool, the Dominator, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so tough. That's tough.
So, all right, the Bills of today.
Yes.
I sat down with Brandon Beane,
Yes.
Pete Goelli, tried to tell that story of what led to Joe Brady.
Mm-hmm.
We got into a hell of a lot. It's all a go along if you guys haven't checked it out yet.
Yes.
But a big question this offseason is going to be, all right, how do we get that downfield passing game going? I think they realize that. Brandon's getting into the interview process with Joe, and we could talk forever about what went into those game plans last year with Sean McDermott. They really did take it game to game. How do we beat this team this week? Crafting a game plan. I do think Joe Brady probably would have done some things a little differently. He wasn't like criticizing Sean in his interviews, but did kind of say in so many words like there will be more downfield passing next season. Now, Brandon also said, I've got to get him the players to do that. To you, Stevie Johnson, you're the general manager. You're helping Brandon Beane out. How do they get this downfield passing game going? How do they get the wide receiver position improved? What would you do, position of need? And I get it. This is a team that's won a hell of a lot of games. Their offense has been very, very
Right.
good.
So it's very tricky. Yeah.
Right, but still, I mean, this is an area where if they can get that figured out,
Right.
I think they do get to that next level.
And it's about targets. You have to give Keon Coleman targets. And it don't have to be targets just because he's wide open. Keon Coleman showed the ability to be a playmaker. So you just throw the ball in his way. It's not going to be perfect. However, that will help. If you just give him more targets. I mean, that's all I can say. Like, without adding anybody to our team and just saying, okay, with this receiver group that we have, you got to get Keon those targets. Like, think about Devontae when Aaron Rodgers was throwing it to Driver, Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb. They wasn't wide open, but he gave him that back shoulder or put the ball in the area where only your player can go up and get it. We need more of those, not just one or possibly, I would say two, because they'll probably throw it late in the game to Keon in a desperate situation or early. And if you don't make it, they might go away from it. You got to keep going to him. You got to keep going to him. One, because he earned that by being the second round pick. Two, he's got the size. Three, he's on the team for what's the point of not utilizing him if you know he's not the gadget like Khalil, he's not the linear. I ain't even gonna say that because Josh Palmer, he has the game to space create. However, how he was used was conceptual, go deep or something like that. Josh got to just throw that ball to Keon. Just throw it to him. I've seen plenty practice clips where they're successful at it. You got to do it in the games too, just to evolve that young dog you have. If you don't, he's gonna fade to black.
So you're not giving up on Keon Coleman. You see something in there.
Yes, absolutely. You can't do much when you get 3 catches, 4 targets, 5 targets. I don't know, but throughout the game, not in this era of NFL. Between Keon, Khalil, Dalton. Who else would I say? I would throw Dawson in there. I like Ty out the backfield, but you got to get them involved early and often, not just I'm about to take this shot play. Now it can't be that. It's got to be like early and often.
I'm really looking forward to hearing your take on the press conference heard around the world because I was there for it at One Bills Drive. And I just couldn't understand the national uproar. Like, to me, if you're Keon Coleman, you understand why you're being discussed in this framework. It hasn't gone according to plan in 2 years. You missed 2 meetings. You should have set your alarm on the one. And by all accounts, I mean, maybe you've heard the same thing. I've heard that he's responded really well to getting thrown into the Sean McDermott's doghouse. He worked. He put his head down. And I think he was really looking forward to this reset. He knows in year 3, like, my ass is on the line either way. Anything Terry Pagula or Brandon Beane would ever say at a press conference doesn't change that. I don't know. When you heard that, obviously referencing the fact that the owner of the team is pointing out, hey, Brandon didn't even really, it was the coaches. It was Brandon's pick at the end of the day. I do think there were coaches on staff that probably pushed for him. However it went down as a wide receiver, when you hear yourself being discussed like that in a very public way. What do you think is going through his head right now?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have handled it the way he did. So that's why I give a lot of credit to Keon. As a young guy, they talk about immaturity. However, he was getting talked about by his owner. He talked about by Cam Newton, Steve Smith, a lot of big names and peers of his. Yet he never retaliated or went into the media and did something crazy. So I give him tons of credit for that, and that shows maturity. Because me personally, I would have went at all of them. Hey, why so serious? Let's go there then. But I really saw a maturity out of him by just keeping your head down and getting back to work, understanding this is what it is. When you put yourself in a position where you're late to meetings, this is what happened. It seems like he understood that, considering he didn't retaliate on anybody or talk bad about coaches. I give him credit, honestly, T. I give him credit for that.
You were a master at getting separation by any means. That's Keon's problem in terms of like just getting open. All the metrics you'd look at say he doesn't really get separation. So how does a receiver like him work on that part of his game? Like, is it something he can work on, or is he kind of who he is?
Man, 281-334-800. Hit me up. Hey, Mike Jones. Who? Steve Johnson. Hey, hit me up. But nah.
Exactly. Coach Stevie, give him a call, Keon.
Hey, I mean, I'm here in the off season for y'all. Any receiver from any team, but I think it's a little bit of that. Not to mention the targets. So halfway is what we're building. We're working on like our mini symposium where we're working with these incoming rookies and college players so that they can get the insight that I have to space create and understand how I develop that space creator. That's why I love that we had this time, because they can look at this and they can learn from it. But just more time, like with Keon, he's got to get with Josh. Somehow they got to spend maybe 4 hours together, and you got to let Josh understand that he's confident in throwing you the ball no matter what. And somewhere along the line, that was missed. I don't know, because it seemed like in training camp he was getting a lot of targets.
You're absolutely right. Training camp, he was probably having the best camp of anyone on offense.
Super confused about what happened, and I feel like that's where it was, like the communication. He probably, when he came late to a meeting or something, he got in the doghouse, he probably stopped communicating with Josh, because Josh got to continue to manage the offense, and get it to people. But it's on Keon to step in and be like, all right, Josh, I got you on this and that. Those little conversations. And I don't know if it's happening or if it's not, but I feel like that plays a big part in receivers being successful with the physical or with the stature that he's got. Something's missing, and that's that connection with you and your quarterback.
Man, the Mike Jones reference on command, Stevie. That's impressive. Man, you had the numbers down pat.
I didn't even know if that was the right one. But, hey, I was going to throw mine out there. But hey,
there it is. Keon, he's watching this, of course. Yeah. He's a loyal subscriber, listener, viewer.
Yeah,
this guy right here. It's going to change your world. Stevie Johnson.
Indeed. And yeah, shout out to him, because he also connected with me. Keon connected with me, and that takes a lot, for somebody in this position to reach out and say, yo, what you think about this? Hey, I didn't make this play. What would I do differently here? And that shows maturity, and that's what I like. So I feel like this upcoming season is going to be an excellent season for him. I just hope that he get on that next level with his quarterback. Don't leave it to the coaches to build your relationship with the quarterback. You have to build that relationship, Zero.
That's fantastic. When did he reach out to you? When was that?
This was, you remember towards the Steve Smith time?
Yeah.
Like that during that time, midway through the season, we connected. And I do what I'm supposed to with him as a former player, as a lover of the Buffalo Bills, and whoever we draft or pick up on free agency. I want to see y'all be the best, because I want to see our Bills be the best. So we shared information, and I was just reminding them on things like what I talked to you about. Also, little tips, leaving out the huddle. Tell Josh, hey, I'm going to be open for you. Whether you're going to be open or not, just tell him. Those are little tidbits that hopefully he can catch on to this upcoming season and dominate.
I love that. Is a different part of the game, isn't it? Yeah, there's the play that's called, there's the game plan. But when the bullets are flying and you're seeing how a cornerback's playing you're getting a feel for the defense. There has to be that kind of ongoing conversation between a quarterback and a receiver.
It has to, because some of these DBs, they starting to play press, and when a quarterback see the DB playing press on the receiver, they may be reluctant to throw it there. But when you leave that huddle and you say, hey, don't worry about it, I'm going to be open, I got you, they might still throw that, and you have the ability, Keon, to make those plays. Josh, we already know he's got the ability to make any throw. Man, let's talk about he overthrew, who was that, Knox on that one throw on the over, but there was a hand in his face. He kind of wrapped it around. Oh, that was sweet. It was a sweet play.
I'm glad he pointed that out, because are you talking about at the end of the Denver game?
Yeah.
So when I saw that, it looks like a missed throw, right? But then you see the hands at the line of scrimmage, and it kind of explains what he was trying to do.
Yeah, and he almost got it there. I probably would have wanted him to feel that pressure and move to the right and take off like he normally would, but I mean, he sat in the pocket and he still almost made that curve sidewinder type of throw. And he got hit, I believe. I mean, that just shows he can make any throw. But you need that guy, Keon. I need you to tell him every time, I'm open. Throw it to me if you feel, every time. That's what I used to do with Fitz. And it started at practice, and then it just goes into the game.
Be interesting, because I have heard, that Josh doesn't want a receiver in his ear saying, look, regardless of coverage, throw me the ball. But there does have to be an element of freestyling, freelancing, because look, Josh is really good improvising on broken plays. And that, when Brandon and the Bills drafted Keon, I think Brandon Beane referenced the fact that, look, they like the second reaction style. Like when plays break down, he kind of knows what spots to get to. So I don't know, there is kind of a balance there where...
Yeah, there's ways to do it. There's ways. That's why I say once you leave the huddle, there's no time for conversation. It's just, all right, ready to break. Hey, look for me. I got you if you need it. And then you go on to your position.
Right, you're not in his ear saying, throw me the damn ball.
Exactly. There's just ways to go about it. And that's what we teach during our exposure academies, the little tidbits that can help players get to the next level that people don't really necessarily talk about, Even the tidbit, like I said, that one, breaking the huddle, is even the ones where, hey, some guys, I used to be this. I wouldn't even ask my quarterback to let's do extra work because I felt like he had a lot to do in his own life, So I don't even know if these guys are saying, hey, Josh, you a superstar, you all over video games and everywhere, but can you get like 2 hours with me after? Some people don't even take that chance to ask that. And it took me to do that with Kaepernick. First, we wasn't on the same page. And then I was like, man, forget it. I'm just going to ask him. I got to ask him because I move different. I don't want his ball to hit me in the eye. So I say, hey, Cap, you want to spend some time on our off day and get some routes in? And he was for it. Like, yeah, definitely. And the whole time I've been waiting a week like, damn, should I even ask him this or not, So that's probably going on with these younger guys' head. But if you ask that question and get over that hump, it can be so beneficial. And Cap and I, we had probably the highest percentage together,
Really?
So, yeah.
I forgot about that connection you guys had.
Yeah, and it wasn't really a lot of targets again because we had a lot of guys. We had Anquan Bolden there. But still, that little conversation got me at least the targets that I got, I feel. If I wouldn't have done that, he would have been he would have been running the plays that the coach called, So, yeah, it matters. It matters.
We're talking a decade now. They've been banging at that door. Sean McDermott has been fired. Joe Brady has been hired. Big picture thoughts on where the Buffalo Bills are heading, Stevie?
Yeah, next year's our year, right? Next year's our year, always.
Evergreen statement here in February.
Hey, yeah, we about to open up the new high mark, man. We got, our staff is refreshed, I would say. We're bringing in new bodies. I feel like the team's only going to get better. Yeah, we lost our head coach, but our team is still intact for the most part with the playmakers, and we're only going to get better through draft and free agency. Last year was a bit of fire for our managers and our owners, but that's going to light a fire on them to really get this team where they need to be so that they can say, what now? Yeah. Even though, we love our Bills Mafia, the managers love Bills Mafia, but last year put them on a hot spot, with the Mafia, and now they're going to respond and be like, what now? Because that's the type of attitude they have.
Are you plugged in with some of the players on the team? Do you get a sense for them maybe needing some new juice, a fresh voice? Things can naturally get stale when a coach is there that long.
Yeah, and I think that was the I guess mind fucking it all because McDermott, he is great. He was that guy. He 8 out of 9 seasons playoffs. 100 and dang near 50 record. Like that's amazing. 98 and 50, I believe it was, and then playoff appearances. So it's hard to when that guy gets fired, but I think they're going to appreciate the new voice and the new energy that's in the building. And I think it's going to help them get through this upcoming season.
This was phenomenal, Stevie.
Yes, man.
Man, what else should people know about your world, everything you got going on?
Yeah, hey, so after the Super Bowl, I don't know who else will be out here, but we'll be at Green Hills Golf Club, and we have our golf activation with Compass Sports Entertainment and also a real estate company. And we'll be doing this annually. Every year we'll go spark it off this year in the Bay Area. Then we'll be in LA with the golf, and then we'll go to Atlanta, and we'll just keep on doing it from there.
Hey, and when you're back in Buffalo, let us know.
Will do.
We got to make something happen. A little in-person happy hour this time, Stevie.
Let's get it, TD.
Hey, thanks so much, man. It's great to see you.
Well,
Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. We'll see you.